This is a short primer on restorative exercise. Restorative exercise is a term that means generally exercise that leaves you feeling better, leaves you moving better, feeling better mentally, physically, emotionally. So there is no real difference between restorative exercise and performance exercise necessarily. Restorative exercise can be performance exercise in that it helps you move better. Therefore, whatever you practice, it'll leave you performing better as well. So instead of beating down your joints in your physical training, leave that for when you're perhaps sparring or competing. In training, you want to restore your body to let your joints and soft tissue function as well as you possibly can. Therefore, you can continue practicing longer and be in a healthier state as long as you practice or train. So a few things we like to teach in my gym as far as restorative exercise is fundamentals in keeping shoulders and hips moving well and healthy that you need. You need healthy shoulders that can move and healthy hips that'll help you punch, help you kick, help you exercise and stay strong and stay healthy. So a few of our favorite movements we like to teach as far as shoulder health is shoulder range of motion. So simple shoulder circles. So alternating circles, perhaps those of you with wrestling, judo, grappling backgrounds, some striking backgrounds have done these. Nice smooth rotation, rotate your arm and your shoulder as you come around. The other side, you can go the opposite direction, so backwards on one side, get the other one going forward. Switch anytime you like. Focus on smooth, full range of motion. If you use weapons, you can use a stick. Indian clubs are a nice tool for this. You can do the same movements with a little weight at the end to provide some traction. So nice smooth circles. You can do these out to the side too, for however many reps you like. Now there's a bunch of other different Indian club patterns that are great for shoulder, wrist, upper back and neck health, but I won't cover those here. Just a few ideas for keeping the shoulders, scapula, and upper spine, thoracic spine moving well. You can also bring in some rotation through the upper spine. You can see how this translates into performance as well. Now moving to, if you're going to do weights, a nice movement we teach for people coming back from shoulder injuries or to keep their shoulders strong and mobile is called an arm bar. So you can use a dumbbell, kettlebell, any weight will do. Now to begin by exploring rotation through the shoulder and stabilizing, putting tension into my scapula, my shoulder blade, with rotation and tension into the armpit, into the lat area. Then the arm bar part comes by keeping this straight up towards the ceiling. I'm going to move under the weight while keeping tension here. Just move as far as you feel you can. Don't worry about how much weight you use, it's not about that, it's about how well you can control the shoulder. So you're going to externally rotate it, put tension into your lats, into your shoulder blade. Hold that tension as you rotate and create stability and strength through the shoulder girdle. Do some reps on one side. Play with a little rotation. Feel the tension. Create a nice, strong shoulder girdle. And roll to the side. create this sort of feeling of strength and stability, how to stabilize and make your humerus come back in the shoulder joint, creating a nice, stable, strong platform for producing force. As far as hips goes, there's a lot of things you can do. We'll look at hip rotation. So internal and external rotation in particular. So internal rotation, this is my base leg. That's going to be rotating, moving the hips inward here from this side, right to left. This creates internal rotation, as if you're punching or striking or kicking. External rotation. So you should feel these hip muscles loading as I externally rotate my hips away from this stable foot, knee, and hip, and internally rotate. You'll often see this in rehab programs called hip airplanes. So physical therapists give this out a lot to people recovering from foot, knee, ankle, or hip injuries. You can use something to stabilize yourself to go on one foot. It's the same movement, internal rotation, external rotation. You can do with no aid, or you can do with the foot on the ground, and it looks a lot more like just practicing good striking technique. But you can do it with the focus on loading the hip, rotating the hip, keeping this anchored right here. Switch sides. Internal rotation, external rotation. You might feel a bit of a stretch here. Internal, external. You can use this as a warm-up, cool down, or just as some light exercise to put in the mix of your other things. So just a very short primer on hips and shoulders and thoracic spine as far as restorative and performance exercise. Play with it as you will and enjoy.